Hello YouTube community, fans and subscribers. My name is the J-Man, and in this video I would like to review an Xbox 360 game called Ghostbusters. Now, I just recently had the pleasure of completing this game, and I'd like to share my thoughts with you. So we're looking here at screenshots of the game from IGN.com. And we're just going to view some screenshots while I discuss the finer points of the game. And I'm going to start off by talking about the gameplay itself, which I believe could have been much better. There wasn't a whole lot to it. I mean, you pretty much just walk around, you aim your gun using the right analog stick. And, well, even though the aiming system is very good, I think there should have been other actions for you to perform other than just using your gun. Like, for instance, if they had sort of they don't have any melee attack, like, you should just be able to maybe kick something, like kick a box out of your way or something like that. But you have to use the gun for pretty much everything. And they did find some really unique ways for you to use the gun. Not only can you use it to shoot your proton blast or your proton stream, you can also use it to shoot slime and slime tether, which is like a rope of slime that will grab something and pull it towards the other side of the tether. And it's basically like, you know, stretchy slime. But that was interesting. Also, you had a capture stream, which you could use this stream of electricity to basically, it's like a lasso where you would wrangle something, and that was part of the ghost catching feature. But I felt like there just wasn't enough gameplay elements. Like, your character walked around in third person view, you know, the over the shoulder camera angle. And they're really so, how do I say this, clunky and completely opposite of agile. So anything that comes near you or at you is pretty much going to hit you because you can't really evade. You can't see anything behind you. You can't see too much of the left and right either unless you rotate. But if you're trying to aim and shoot at something and you can't aim and shoot at something and dodge at the same time. There is the B button, which is used for evading, but that doesn't work all that well. When you press B, it's sort of squirm around. It's not good enough. It's not like they dive out of the way or they do a barrel roll or duck or something like that, something more appropriate that the programmers could have employed, and I wish they would have. And that's my biggest complaint about this game, is that it's a fun shooter, but that's all it is, really, a second-rate shooter. Now, if you're a fan of Ghostbusters and the Ghostbusters series, there's a whole lot more to enjoy here. But gameplay is the most important element to any game, and this one is sort of lacking in that department. Let's see what else. Okay. Oh, challenge. Let's talk about the challenge. The only real challenge here is overcoming the clunkiness of the controls, the stiff controls, and getting over the frustration that whenever there's enemies on the screen or projectiles, they're pretty much going to hit you, and either you just take a hit and keep going, or, you know, you got to prepare yourself for it. Basically, you always have another chance as long as your other teammates are alive, are not knocked out, which is good. But a lot of times in the game, there's only you and one partner, either, you know, your co-op player, which you can do online, which is really cool, or the AI partner that the computer is controlling, and they're very reliable, I have to say. If you get knocked out, they will come and help you, regardless if. Well, I mean, I'm talking about the AI computer-controlled character. That's a really good thing. on the medium difficulty, which is called experienced, you'll take hits and you'll get knocked out a couple times and start to lose, and that's frustrating. But it's not like the end of the world. It's not the most incredibly difficult thing to overcome. Really, you'll take some hits, but you shouldn't get knocked out that much, as long as you're moving around. Like you can aim and shoot and move around a little bit, which kind of helps. And it's not very difficult to do that. So, but the biggest problem is like during the later levels and the later bosses, the game gets more, I wouldn't say challenging, just more frustrating, because either you're lucky and you don't get hit, or you're unlucky and you get hit, and you can't really do anything about it. So that's the frustrating part. Alright, let's move on from the gameplay. I mean, there's other things to do besides shoot and capture ghosts. Obviously, you kind of scan areas for clues and sort of like finding little treasures and unlockables within the game. It's part of the achievements. You know, really, there's not much motivation for that type of play, or for unlocking all the achievements. It's mostly just about getting through the game. The most rewarding part of the game is I think it's the cinematics. Even though the characters, the animation is very stiff, like you don't see their faces animating very well. The voice acting is really good, and the story's pretty good too. It has all the Ghostbusters themes and elements right there, and I love that Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Harold Ramis were all part of it, and I think Ernie Hudson too, which is great that they had them involved. So good voice acting and bits of comedy. It's very reminiscent of the Ghostbusters movies. This is as close as we're going to get to a Ghostbusters 3 movie for the time being, for, you know, right here and now. Whether or not we ever see a Ghostbusters movie, another movie, you know, that's up for debate. But the fact that this game was released, and I think it's really a love letter to all the Ghostbusters fans, and I'm not just copying that from what I've read online. I think it really rings true. Yeah, I like the little bits of humor and comedy that they put into it. The storyline wasn't so much good or great. It was okay, but it's more about just being a Ghostbuster and capturing the ghost. That was fun. Just the different varieties of ghosts and things like that. So you kind of have to be a fan of the series to enjoy this. Yeah, otherwise you probably just won't get the appeal. But I like playing it. I thought it was fun, and the fact that you can play co-op, I think, with 3 other players online, that's fantastic. That's wonderful. So definitely check the game out, and let me know if you like it. I'm going to go ahead and rate the game, I'll say a 7.5 out of 10. And there you have it. That's my final review. I will say that the final boss was very frustrating and annoying. Cheap, like just like you'd expect from a final boss. But I was able to complete it in both experienced and professional modes. Professional mode would be the most difficult. But yeah, short, fun, and quirky little game. Enjoyable for the most part. Well, I hope you enjoyed my review, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to comment.